Hi, Heather. This is Sarah with Artisan Indie and Flourish at Artisan Indie. And I'm critiquing your Etsy shop today, Divine Gifts by Heather. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Basically, you hear me speaking into a microphone. I'm also recording my computer screen so you can kind of see what I see as I'm going through your shop. And you should be able to see my cursor. So that way you can kind of look at each section that I'm looking at kind of in real time. Okay, so first let's talk about your branding. Your name is Divine Gifts by Heather. Your business's name is that, which is lovely. But I have to say I'm not real clear on your branding. So it looks like in the banner you have a cross here, you have the Jesus fish here, Divine Gifts by Heather. That's kind of really, I like how that kind of fits inside there. Looks very nice. I like this here. That's very nice. And then you have a quote from the Bible here. I would recommend that you take away the cross so that you take out the quote, and then you just have a banner with your logo on it, which let's say would be this Divine Gifts by Heather, and then maybe have that off to the left, and then maybe a tagline like inspirational decor, gifts, and accessories, or something like that. So the reason why is because this is very busy. You got a lot going on here, and although this is nice and this is nice, there's a better place for those, and not in your branding. So you want people to start to recognize your brand as you and as your business. So the importance of that is to have kind of this brand recognition. You want people to remember you. You want people to talk about you, to share your information, all kinds of stuff like that. So this is just a lot going on. It's very busy. You also have like 3 different shades of purple here. So it just doesn't look good. It kind of looks loud and busy and distracting. And not real professional. So I would clean it up. I would get rid of this and get rid of that. Have perhaps this symbol more over to the left, and then a tagline, or you could have this in the middle or even over to the right. But I do think putting a tagline in would be good. And you can come up with that. I was just saying inspirational decor, gifts, and accessories, or something like that, because it'll probably, you don't want to box yourself in too much. You want to have a nice title that describes what you do, but you don't necessarily want to kind of get yourself backed into a corner with only offering a certain thing. All right, I do like this down here. It's nice. I love this. It's a great picture. Normally, I don't like to see pictures here of you and anyone else, like of the owner and their children or their pets or their husband. There's a great space for this down in your About section. This should be a really nice, clean, professional shot, headshot, or of you smiling, you know, welcoming people into your shop. It says Heather Bailey, but then there's 2 of you. So I would probably switch that out. Although this is a great picture, great smiles, I would probably put just a picture of you in this section. Here where you have Divine Gifts by Heather, right under your Divine Gifts by Heather, you're kind of wasting this space. This line here, Etsy actually calls it your tagline. But if you have your tagline up in your banner like I suggested, then you have this space open. And why it's important to utilize this space is because it's actually a line that Google gives a lot of attention to. And Google looks at this line and says, you know, okay, this tells me what type of Etsy shop this is. So when I have a searcher searching on Google looking for something specific, I can look to this line and kind of determine where to organize and sort this Etsy shop. So what you want to put in this line is a lot of good information as to what you sell. So these would be good keywords, targeted keywords. So perhaps you could say Christian home decor, inspirational accessories, inspirational gifts, things like that I would put in here. So they're nice targeted keywords. religious, maybe decor, or it looks like you have jewelry in here. Okay, now I'm a little confused. I'm confused by what I see up here and then what I see down here. So we'll get to that in a second. Whatever it is that you sell and you offer, you want to put here in this line. Okay, and you can do space dash space just like we suggest you do in your titles as well. Okay, let's go ahead. You have 247 items, which is amazing. That is a lot of items. Great number. I would suggest that you take these shop section titles. You want to organize them from the smallest word, which looks like it's going to be a tie between key rings and earrings, maybe earrings. I don't know, I can't tell. And then to the longest section title, which looks like would be jewelry gift sets. So it looks like it'd be like earrings, then key rings, then bracelets, then necklaces, so on and so forth. Because right now it's all very choppy, and this is distracting on the eyes. It makes it's busyness, and it means that people that are visiting your shop won't pay attention to those sections as much as they would if it was organized a little bit better. Also, with these section titles, keywords also count. So you just using earrings, bracelets, necklaces, that's a little too general. I instead would use something more targeted, like inspirational bracelets or beaded bracelets or dangly earrings or stud earrings, something like that. I think that will help boost your ranking on Etsy and in Google as well. We are going to, oh wait, I wanted to touch on these featured sections. So these are your featured spaces in your Etsy shop. And what you want to put in this area is anything that's seasonally appropriate. So right now we have, let's see, it's October 11th. We have fall that is here, Halloween, Thanksgiving, you have Christmas coming up. Winter weddings, gift giving season, stocking stuffer. So you want to think like that, and that's what you want to put in your featured section. These items should change every couple of months, really, depending on the new holidays or the new seasons that are coming up, and that keeps your shop fresh, and it looks to the customer who may visit your shop a few times like you're always getting new inventory or new things in, which is always a good thing. We'll go down here to your About page. Oh my goodness. Okay, so your About page is really broken up into two sections here on Etsy. And it's so important that you have the entire About section filled out fully. Etsy has even gone as far to say that they are giving sellers that have full About pages a boost in ranking. They said it's slight, but still it's a boost. You are missing half of your About section, so that is hurting your ranking. It's also hurting your credibility as an artist. So the About section is so important, and it's broken into these two sections. One is a slideshow of pictures. You can put 5 pictures. In the slideshow, you can also upload a video. And then down below is the text, which you have this nice, decent amount of text here. I like how you have it broken up. So this part's perfect, but you need to have those pictures in there. And you might ask, well, what pictures do I show? And a lot of sellers, they show product pictures, product photos, and that's not what you want in that section, because there's plenty of other space for you to have product pics in your actual listing pictures. So what you want to put here is pictures of you and your family, you and your husband, you and your children, you and your pets, pictures of you and your workspace, pictures of the tools, of the materials that you use. Now, why are you doing this? Because it adds value to your products, because now somebody can see you in your space making these things, and they will value it more. It's worth more money now. They can actually see that it's handmade, that it's designed by you, a person, Heather, who's got these kids and working in out of her craft room or dining room. And all of a sudden, not only can you ask more for your items, but when people buy it, they're going to actually treat it better. So it really is very important that you have that filled out. So I would do that right away. You're also missing here. There should be a section right under your about section that showcases where people can find you, like your Facebook, your Pinterest. It's not this. It's actually a clickable link section. Let me go to another shop. I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Gail's shop. She must get, I swear, like hundreds of visits from me. See? She has Facebook, blog, website, Instagram, and Pinterest. These are clickable links. So you see this where it says website? This is the only section on Etsy where there's actually a clickable link to get out of your Etsy shop and go onto your website. So sometimes in Flourish, when we teach about funneling traffic from Etsy to your own website, this is one of the areas that you can do that in. And as you can see, this is Gail's photos. There's her materials. Shows some of her tools that she uses. It shows her getting ready to create her creations. So you see? So that's what you kind of want to show in your shop. All right, now we're going to go back up to the main part of your shop. You're using the 99-cent price point, which is awesome. Perfect for your items. I do see that you're using 95 cents in some of them and 99 in others. You really need to pick one and stick with it. You want it to be consistent in pricing. Either use the 5-cent price point or the 9. It doesn't really matter. They're both good. I tend to think that the 95 is better in a boutique setting, meaning more of a high-line type of fashion and accessories. But either way works, 95 or 99. You want to make sure that you're using the right price increments that we teach in Flourish, and it looks like you are. Obviously haven't seen all of your items. Sorry that my dog is barking. And this says $25.63, so that's all kinds of goofy. I would change that. $32.95, you need to change that to $34.95 or drop it down to $29. I'd recommend bumping it up. Either way, it's just under $35. If someone's going to pay $32.95, they'll pay $34.95. So you're leaving money on the table. The same with this, $57.95. Have that start at $59.95. Okay. Now, what I've noticed you're doing in your shop, and a lot of sellers do this, and I very much dislike it. And I know why you're doing it. But from a customer standpoint, it's very frustrating. So as you could tell when I first started, I was looking at your featured items and I was looking at your branding. I assumed that you made home decor, favors, accessories, and gifts, right? But then when I scroll down, all I see is jewelry. You know, not this cute clothespin with these quotes on it or these cufflinks or these birthday cards. I just see this jewelry, which is not at all what I really see in the featured section. And so that confused me, and I could easily scroll down and go, oh, that's not what I'm looking for, and click right out of your shop. You don't want that to happen. So even though it looks like you're trying to have a nice cohesive look to your shop, and I do agree that these pictures are nice and cohesive and they kind of blend together well, you're not showcasing all of what you sell in that first page. Do you see what I mean? So like you have these refrigerator magnets, you have these Christmas cards, you have the jewelry, of course, beaded and silver, at least looks like silver. Let's see what else. This is a really cute bracelet here. Dangly earrings with the beads on them, which is also nice. Let's see your last page. Lots of colorful crosses. So what you're doing here is you're not, so really honestly, after looking at all of your stuff, most of your stuff is jewelry. So if you're going to have an inspirational shop, and if you're going to call it a gift shop and not a jewelry store, then you really need to have a better mix of things. Instead of having, let's say, you know, 220 pieces of jewelry and then 20 items that are non-jewelry, I would just take those items out. I would take your cards out. I would take your clothespins out and just have it be jewelry. Now, if you want to have an inspirational store where you have a little bit of everything, that's fine. But right now, you're really heavy jewelry. So there's no balance there at all. So it's totally fine for you to have a store with like all kinds of different items, as long as they're somewhat equally distributed. Right now, it's very confusing because I see Divine Gifts. Nothing about this tells me it's a jewelry shop or a jewelry store. You don't have a tagline, or you don't have words here showing me what I can expect to find. And when I'm looking here at the featured items, I'm seeing kind of a mix of things. But then I scroll and all I see is these bracelets, and they're all very similar, either the leather for the guys or the metallic beaded ones with little pearls. So it's very confusing. Like, I'd be like, well, that doesn't really look like what I see up here, and then that doesn't really look like what I see up here. So you need to mix up this a little bit. You still want to have the same kind of coloring. You still want to have the same lighting. You want there to be consistency in the look and feel of your shop, but you don't want people to have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to get to what they want to see. If you're going to have a good mix of things, you want to show that right off the bat so that they want to keep looking, because they'll know that, hey, they have a lot of different things available. Instead, it's like, this all kind of looks like the same thing. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm going to leave. So for now, if you don't have a lot of extra things like the clothespins or the cards, I would take them out. I would rebrand, have this Divine Gifts or Divine Jewelry even. Divine Gifts, Jewelry and Accessories, maybe you could say. Maybe have jewelry and accessories right here along here, and put by Heather, perhaps in this part of the tail. And that would let me know right off the bat I can expect to find inspirational jewelry and accessories in the shop. And it will keep, again, this is all about, branding to your niche. It will attract those that are wanting to buy from you, and it will tell everyone else to leave. And that's pretty much what you want. You don't want people that are going to be here looking for wall decor, inspirational wall decor, and scrolling through pages and pages looking for it and not finding it. That isn't relevant, and it'll piss people off. So you want to let people know, hey, I'm a jewelry shop. That's what I am. I mean, I've just gone through your whole shop and I didn't even notice that until now. So you want to make sure that you let people know right off the bat that's what you are, instead of usually when you think, oh my goodness, hang on, let me pause it and shut my door. Hang on. Okay, you'll probably still hear them, but at least I shut my door so they're not so loud. I apologize. Okay, so usually when you think of a gift shop, you think of, and this could be, I'm in the US, it looks like you're in the UK, could be different over there, but here, gift shops, they're kind of all encompassing. So what that means is they have cards, they have little gifts, like maybe statues, they have all kinds of little things in it. It's not just jewelry. Hang on one second. Okay. So I think changing that will really help, especially for the holidays. Okay, let's look at your SEO. We'll go ahead and click on this one. So you have men's leather bracelet, men's bracelet leather, men's Christian jewelry, men's leather cross bracelet, Christian cross leather bracelet. So I think that for the most part, it looks good. You're using some nice, strong keywords in there, but you are repeating a lot of words, and I think that that's kind of a waste of space. I think it's okay to repeat some terms, but you have a lot of other things that you're not using here. So a rule of thumb that I like to use is you want to use words that will explain what the item is really well, right? Some really relevant keywords to what the item is. You also want to say who could use it, what it could be used for, And then you want to say what it could be gifted for. So you have a men's leather bracelet, which is nice and targeted, but I think the keyword phrase men's leather cross bracelet is much better. And I think that should be at the top. So let's type in men's leather, cross bracelets. So right there, and as you can see, I'm using the Etsy search bar. I type in the search term and it brings me a drop down of keywords that shoppers are using to search for specific items. So if I type in men's leather cross and it comes right up here, men's leather cross bracelets, that should be your first search term, space dash space. Then what else? How about men's inspirational jewelry? So now you have in the front a nice targeted, strong, relevant keyword phrase, men's leather cross bracelets. Then say space dash space, men's inspirational jewelry. So now you're getting people looking specifically for a cross leather bracelet, and then you're also looking for people that they're not really sure what they want. They just know they're looking for men's inspirational jewelry. So you're getting two forms of traffic there. All right, now let's try. We did men's inspirational jewelry. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. Now let's look for Christian bracelets. Look, Christian bracelets leather, or Christian bracelet men, or Christian bracelets boys, whatever. I wonder if there's even Christian cross. Nope. I would say Christian bracelets leather. Okay, so then you have some pretty good search terms describing the item. Well, what about what it could be used for? Okay, so obviously, Serenity jewelry you could use. So why would people wear this bracelet other than the fact that they are Christian and they, you know, want to wear these types of symbolism or whatever on their jewelry? Why else would they use it? Perhaps, I know specifically because my husband is an alcoholic and he is in AA. He doesn't mind me sharing. So that's why I don't normally just, you know, share personal stuff like that. But it kind of matters here in this instance because he is always looking for something that he can wear that will remind him of of being present and of not judging and things like that. So the Serenity Prayer is something that they use quite heavily in AA, and although he doesn't want to wear a prayer, maybe something like this or you know, would be something that he would wear that would kind of be, it wouldn't be obvious to everyone, but it would be kind of a reminder. So you could always put something like that in there, like AA jewelry, Alcohol Anonymous, or something like that. Let's see if I can find. I don't know how this bracelet comes together. If it's a wrap bracelet, you might say a leather wrap bracelet for men. Yeah, there you go. Leather wrap bracelet men. What could it be gifted for? So how about inspirational gift? Inspirational gifts. There you go. Inspirational gifts for him. So the reason why you want to kind of have that blend of explaining what the bracelet is, what it could be used for, and what it could be gifted for is that you're hitting all avenues of searches. people looking to buy gifts, people looking to buy things for a certain occasion or for a specific reason. And then, of course, people looking specifically for what they want, or maybe something similar to what they want. And by getting that, you're going to get a lot more views in, you're going to get a lot more visits, you're going to have a lot more sales. Your conversion will be higher, things like that. So instead of taking pretty much the same phrase and rewording it over and over and over, you want to make sure that you're attracting all avenues of traffic that are going to be interested in what you have to sell, as long as you're remaining relevant. When you're done with that, take the title that you formatted and paste it into your tags, which is down here. You want them to be the same. So you want, to use the same tags that you used in your title, the same keywords that you used in your title down in your tags. That will help strengthen your SEO as well. In your copy, this looks like a good amount of copy. It's just a nice paragraph. You're doing some interlinking, which is nice, although this isn't clickable. So I would redo that to where it's clickable. I think you just probably have to make this the lowercase. Everything else looks okay. And you may even want to have the link be linking to a section in your shop, not just your home page, but let's say your inspirational jewelry section or something, or your men's jewelry section. That also will help them stay in your shop, which is always a good thing. Now let's talk about your photos. These photos actually look really good. They're very clean, easy to see. Could they be more professional or better modeled? Sure, but for you doing it in your home, it's really, these aren't bad. These ones are not so great. These ones with the wood background, they're not good lighting. The wood doesn't really accent, there's another word that I can never seem to find. Accentuate, maybe, the pieces that you have. But it looks to me like these are your newer ones, and they look really good. They're not bad at all. They don't look too overexposed. They of course could be improved. You could definitely send some stuff out to some product photographers and have them model some of your pieces. That will greatly help you grow your business. But they're not bad for an overall general picture of what you have. I think that's a good way to showcase what you have. Okay, so that's really about it. If you have any questions, let me know. There's a few little tweaks you have to do here and there. I think working on your SEO will greatly help you, as well as getting more consistent with your photos, and really using your branding to kind of make it all gel together so it's nice and cohesive. You can, of course, message me on Facebook or reply to this convo if you have any questions. And I hope you have an amazing holiday season. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.